Guess what, UMES? Did you know that the University of Maryland Eastern Shore is ranked number 25 out of all the HBCUs worldwide? Well, today I will be interviewing Dr. Anthony Jenkins, Vice President of Student Affairs, to get his point of view on this wonderful accomplishment. I'm Kandace Sewell. Stay tuned. It's all right here on Discover UMES in the studio. Hello, Dr. Jenkins. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Candace.
We're glad to have you here at UMES now, but I understand that you came from the University of Houston, and that is a big university. Tell me, how does it feel coming from such a big population to a smaller population of students here at UMES?
Well, you know, Candace, it's something that as I moved throughout my, my academic career, it was something that I wanted to do. I did my undergraduate work at a small, historically black institution, and really wanted to get back to that intimate feel of building relationships with students, making sure that we continue to nurture students in a very academically sound way and in a holistic approach that will better prepare students for a diverse nation. And so that has been something that I have been very eager to do. And when I had the opportunity to open myself up for a search and be selected for one of the best institutions in the country, I could not pass on this opportunity. So I'm delighted to be here at UMES.
What are your upcoming goals for the Office of Student Affairs?
Well, we have many. And you know, our first goal is to make sure that we are recruiting and retaining the best and the brightest. We are making sure that, that our recruiters, that our academic support services, and the university culture lends itself to making sure students are not only successful when they get here, but they are prepared to go out and do the type of things we need and want them to do to represent themselves and the university in such a high regard.
Okay, that's good. Well, what are some personal skills that you brought to this job that will help you accomplish these goals?
Well, you know, again, having had the pleasure of being at multiple institutions, I have a very broad, diverse background of higher education, and I think leadership is key. I have had the opportunity to work in some very complex educational settings, and yet those opportunities have really sharpened my skills to make sure that I was prepared to come here and take the Division of Student Affairs to the next level. Now, one of my primary goals is to make sure that we are, without question, the best student affairs division in the Maryland system. I have a very dedicated team. They are extremely knowledgeable and competent, and they are committed to making sure that we achieve that goal.
Okay, nice. Well, you being the Vice President of Student Affairs, will students see you around campus involved in organizations and activities?
Well, yes. And that was one of the things that when I interviewed for this very important role, I wanted to make it clear, because throughout my entire career, I've always been visible. And I believe it is important for the Vice President and all of my team to be visible on campus. So we're out building those very important, nurturing type of relationships with our students. So on Wednesdays, you will see me in the gym playing basketball, and not as young as I used to be, but I have a pretty good jump shot. And you will also see me out eating lunch at the different athletic events. I think it's important for students to see me not only in a formal but in an informal setting, so that they feel comfortable interacting with me, and that they know that not only as the Vice President I'm going to advocate on their behalf, but also as someone who is very interested in making sure that they obtain a quality education.
You know, U.S. News and World Reports ranked UMES number 25 out of all historically black colleges and universities. What were some of the factors that contributed to UMES being moved up in the rankings, above where we were last year?
You know, last year we were ranked 28. And this year we have had the privilege of moving up a couple of slots. And there are several factors that have helped us do that. One is they look at the type of assessments that individual presidents give institutions. They also look at the university's admissions process, coupled with the retention and graduation rates of our students, and then how selective institutions are, alumni funding, those types of elements all go into how an institution is going to be ranked according to U.S. News and World Report. And so we have been fortunate in those areas. Now, we still have some work to do. We're only 25th. So when we look at our competition, there is more work for us to be doing. However, we are, I think, in a very solid place to build upon some very important aspects. Now, a very important note that I would like to make also is that when you look at the historically black institutions in the Maryland system, where we're ranked number 1. So we outdo our competition there, and we will continue to make ground on the other 24 institutions who are currently placed before us in that report.
U.S. News also reports that 52% of the students who apply to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore are accepted. What are your words of advice for the students applying in the upcoming semesters?
We want students to start the admissions application process early. That's one of the things we are going to be doing differently on the admissions and recruitment side of the institution, is that we want to make sure that we are marketing the institution in a very effective way to both students and parents. So I am advising students to think seriously about where it is they would like to go to school and start making their applications process as quickly as possible. 52%, well, we want to increase that. And we also want to increase the number of students who select UMES as their first choice. So when we start to put together this comprehensive enrollment management plan that I'm currently working on with a very dynamic team across the institution, I think we will continue to make inroads in helping to educate our external constituents on what they need to do to position and prepare themselves for the excellent nationally ranked academic rigors of the education system we have here at UMES.
Well, we're out of time for today, Dr. Jenkins. Thank you so much for joining us.
Candace, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us here on Discover UMES in the studio. For more episodes, you can visit our website at www.youtube.com/discoverumes. We'll see you next time.